Good evening and welcome to the TerryTracker channel. You join us today on our last day here in San Antonio, and we've came down to the Riverwalk to hopefully catch one of the tour boats that will give us some information about the San Antonio Riverwalk, the landscape, etc, etc. A bit of history.
Sunglasses to San Antonio. Never mind.
We're going backwards. So this is a 3-hour tour. The captain we called Skipper. His first name is Gilbert. This is called the USS Maine.
Oh, I thought it was the Jungle Cruise. I was waiting for the backside of water.
Well, you'll see a backside of something.
You guys ready for a boat tour or what?
Yeah.
All right, man. It sounds a little whiny. I hope you got a little bit more excitement than that, because there's no way I can be more excited than 40 people. So we're gonna try that again. You guys ready for a boat tour or what? Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. My heart is pumping. That's what you call apples and oranges, okay, right there. Now, my name is Thomas, everybody. I nicknamed myself Captain T.O. I thought that was the coolest nickname ever until my 5-year-old daughter comes along and crushed my heart. So she's like, well, Dad, that's not a cool nickname. I was like, well, what's cool then? She's only 5. She said, well, Captain Half and Half sounds so much better. So what does that mean? So for a 5-year-old, she said, well, Dad, half your hair is black and the other half is gray. There's no way I can deny that. My first name was Captain Sprinkle, okay? So, all right, man, my rules are for you guys. It's all about courtesy. I love my tours. I love having fun on my boats, okay? So what I try to do is figure out my guests and try to make everybody smile and laugh if they're into it, okay? Now, the first thing I say is please don't have a loud conversation with somebody right next to you or on the phone or something like that where I'm giving the guys a tour. Everybody paid for a navigated tour, so at least let me borrow you guys for 30 minutes and then you can have each other back, okay? Now, the second rule, please, wives and girlfriends, please don't let your husbands, your kids, and your boyfriends jump up and touch bridges and lights and things like that. I say that because I've never seen a wife or a girlfriend do it. It's always husbands and kids and boyfriends, okay? Now, the last rule is please sit down and take your videos. So please just don't stand up and take videos. It's just not safe. The safest place is sitting down on a boat to take a video, okay? All right, let's have a good time.
Yay.
UK, England.
All right, let's do it. Now, the one thing I like to start off with is the safety of the Riverwalk. This Riverwalk is 90% 3 feet deep. So if anything was to happen, say we get hit by an iceberg or something like that, and the boat starts going down, okay? Now we got to get the carts first. We pick them up. I got them on my back, and then I worry about the rest of you guys, okay? No, but seriously though, when we all stand up together and walk out the Riverwalk, we'll be all right, okay, guys? No panicking, okay? You say Captain Half, and I got the other half for you, okay? I'm coming. Now, one thing is this is Historia right here. This is our most historical part of our Riverwalk down here. And when I say that, I want you to think about this. La Baguita has a lot to do with that, meaning the little village. The little village was built with the soldier stationed at San Antonio de Valero, which was the Alamo. But this was in 1722. So when I say that, I want you to think about 300 years ago, man. That's a long time ago. It didn't look nothing like this, though. That's what I want you to realize. Yeah, if you look it up, you look up La Baguita 1722, and you will not recognize it. Okay, I want you guys to realize that. It didn't look nothing like that. It was all dirt. It had one shack for shopping, one shack for dining, and that's it.
That was a sapling.
What was that?
That was a sapling.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's funny right there, yes. Yes, it was that long ago, man. That's funny. Now, what else I was going to say? What else I was going to say? Basically what I was going to say, we fast forward to 1941, because I like to explain this right here. This is the Arneson River Theater right here. Now, this right here was where Robert A.J.'s husband, he spent time and influence in New Orleans, okay? This is what influenced him was right before he came over here to fix our floods. That's where he got it from. If you've been to New Orleans before, you know what I'm talking about with their theater over there. It's a little bit different than this one. It's more classy, you know, but this was influenced from that one. But they had a lot more access over there to back then. Now, if anybody recognizes this, the Miss Congeniality also. This stage was where they did the swimsuit, where basically they did the wine talents. When she did her little wine glasses right here. A Brazilian, when she had on a little Brazilian outfit with her little braids in her hair. I know I sound like a stalker, right? My mom makes me watch that movie every time she visits. And she's visited me every time. I've been here since '09, every year, okay? So I've seen that movie at least 10 times. Yeah, if you look at the back of the stage, stand for the missions of San Antonio. 5 bells, 5 missions. one in the middle stands for Robert H.H. Huggins, which is the father of our Riverwalk, and he created all of this. He got all of this built for $400,000 back then. That's crazy, because today the same job would be at least $9 million. Right, and it's easier to do nowadays. That sounds like McDonald's, right? Kids, you didn't hear that. Now right here is the Briscoe Western Art Museum, named after our late governor, Adolph Briscoe Jr. One of 5 bridges, this one right here was named after our late governor, Adolph Briscoe Jr. This one right here, the library was built here in 1930, and then in 1968 they moved the library down the Riverwalk. We'll talk about it when we get a little bit closer. Now this was the bridge I was talking about. This is the Preston Street Bridge, one of 5 bridges in Texas made out of strictly iron, nuts, and bolts. This one right here was built in Berlin, Connecticut. Now coming up right here on the right hand side, we have this island coming up, okay? This island is shaped in the shape of a heart, naturally from the roots of the tree that's on that island. And then that table stands for the first mass ever held on the Riverwalk, June 13, 1691. Now they formed a legend that if you get married on this island, it brings your marriage and your wedding good fortune and you'll stay together. So since the day I started, I've seen at least 1 wedding every day on that island. Some days 2 weddings, some days 3. The most I've seen in 1 day was 3.5 weddings. And I've seen that 3 times. A half a wedding for me would be a priest, a bride, and a groom without guests. And then the other, they had a proposal that day also. He wanted to propose to his girl. He said they've been together 17 years. They had a 13-year-old and 11-year-old. So he wanted to propose, but he didn't know how. He said, we argue every day. Every day we come home from work, we argue every day, but I know I want to marry her. So he asked me would I help him. I said, I got you, man. So he wanted them, they were going to argue before they get on, that was his plan. He's like, I'm going to argue with her, make her get on the boat, and I'm going to go around and hide behind the tree. Good time. So I did it for him, and he wanted me to look at the back there and say, what's that ugly dude doing back there? Because she was sitting with this beautiful lady sitting right here. So she didn't want to look at first. She was that mad. And I looked at her, and she finally looked at him, and she seen what she saw, and she just fainted right there. So I had to pick her up and lay her down right there, and he was on the side freaking out. But they've been coming back every month to have a drink on that island, marriage island, and they're getting married this November 17th. He proposed November 11th last year. Yeah, me and my daughter were invited in the wedding, so we're going to be in the wedding. It's going to be right there on that island. So it was really sweet, to be involved in something like that. I've heard of stories like that, but never been included. But my daughter's all excited. She's like, why won't you and mommy get married? She's like, ask mom. Now, right here, this is the Tower of Light building. Tower of Light building was built in 1968. Okay? This Tower of Light building was built in 1928. I'm sorry. This was during the, basically we had the stock market crash in 29. So when they started building this in 28, basically they were superstitious about the economy, and they put gargoyles around the building. If you see the top of the building. Now if you've seen Ghostbusters, you know what gargoyles are for. Gargoyles are to ward away bad spirits. Gargoyles are for good luck. Gargoyles are for good fortune, okay? So I've had kids, so I've even heard the scare away spooky things, okay? Now if you look down here, you see the grotesque faces too. Those are grotesque, so the faces of gargoyles. So basically when they lost the building, when the stock market crashed, and they lost it, they got back 300,000. Okay, so they investment was $3 million. And they got back 10%. Nobody's happy with 10%, right? Not nowadays. 10% is not the number, right? I watch Shark Tank. It's at least 25 to 39%, right? 10% is just not the number no more. Now remember right here, I was talking about the library. They moved it down here in 68. It stayed from here, 68 to 2002. Now everybody know what happened in 2002, right? No. Anybody? No, you weren't alive yet. We talking about the smartphone came out. Yes, you guys know what I was talking about. You just didn't want to say it. Now, so the smartphone came out. Now my life was different. I graduated in 95. We didn't have no smartphone when I graduated. So it was different for me. My library was different. My mom said, look, I'm not buying you boys no computer. You better go to school every day. If you got a book report, go to the library. I graduated high school like that. My son is the opposite though. This dude is 10. He's never stepped foot in a public library ever. know. And I had a lady on the boat the other day. She's like, well, whose fault is that? And I said, well, ma'am, they closed the libraries now, so there's no libraries. I have to drive 40 miles to the closest library when I could just, hey, look up a book on my phone. I'm sorry, it's just different now. My son, though, he's cocky because of that. Man, this dude is one of those people that if the internet died today, my son will die tomorrow. He just, he won't handle it. He can't take it. He's like, Dad, I need the Wi-Fi to breathe. So this brown floodgate right here. 19, go ahead. That's the old marina.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we have a new marina right over here. That's what I was just going to talk about, man. This time, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh, okay. So 1921, we get a cloud to cover downtown San Antonio and drop 9 feet of water above the street level. We lost millions of dollars. We lost millions of damage, millions of dollars worth of damage. We also lost 51 people in that flood. So what happened was Robert H. Chubman, he proposed 5 gates. This is gate number 4. That's gate number 5. Okay. The marina is right here, so we have another marina right down there. We have. So basically down there, that's how we control everything. That 5-foot gate right there. So that right there. So we control it naturally by closing this gate and letting the water go naturally. Just keep going 300 miles to the Gulf of Mexico. Now how we control it, we go in control. We close this one and we close gate number 3 we're gonna go through. And we let the water build up on floodgate 5 until it gets to the electronic level. We push the button, it drops 20 feet, and then it levels out whether it takes all day or the rest of the week. Now you guys, you see this right here. This is called Love Lock Bridge. You see that? Now it's over 6,000 locks up there. I know you guys heard of Love Lock Bridges around the world. So the lesson of a Love Lock Bridge is find somebody you love, you fall in love, you get a padlock, you go up there, you express your love, lock down with initials, you throw keys over your left shoulder, and you're supposed to stay in love forever. Okay, that's the whole concept. Okay, now you guys know what forever means, right? I'm asking and I'm trying to make sure because I got 2 locks up there. Is it forever on the first lock or forever on the second lock? I'm trying to make sure that it's not 3 strikes you out, okay? So I called my mama for advice. I said, Mama, am I falling in love with these pretty girls in Texas too fast? And I'm quite sure she was looking at the phone when she said, what? I said, am I giving my heart away to these pretty girls over here too fast in Texas? She's like, what are you talking about? And I said, well, I got 2 locks from the Love Lock Bridge and my heart is still lonely. So my mom laughed. She's like, you should stay close. So she said, I don't know what you got going on over there, but times have changed. Next time you fall in love and take a girl up there, you better take a combination lock with you. My daughter said, Daddy, that's not funny. Now, December 7th, 1835, Ben Miley was leading troops to the Riverwalk. At the same time, we had a sniper sniping anybody who came close to the Riverwalk. Unfortunately, we lost Ben Miley in that exchange, but we honored that tree coming up with his name. If you see that tree right there, it's the tallest tree on the Riverwalk and the oldest tree on the Riverwalk. We're facing it right there, right there. At night it's lit up and it's really bright. You know, right here. Yeah, it's the tallest and the oldest. Over 100 years old. And it's over 104 feet tall. So that's how you can tell the difference between the tallest. Now, if you guys know anything about our lights, right? Our Christmas lights, every year we take 3 months to put them up. We leave them up for Christmas for a whole month, and then we take them down January. 3 months to take them down. Every year we do that. Well, earlier this year, we didn't take them down because we had a convention in May. So basically, we left the Christmas lights up. So after the convention, we were going to take them down, but we had so many complaints about people not complaining about us not taking them down, not turning them on, and stuff like that. And this year, we're trying to make it better for them. So we're going to double the lights this year. The lights that you see now are from last year. We're going to add to the lights this year. Yeah, that tree right here, here's the Ben Miley tree right here, so you get a better view of it. See how beautiful that tree is and how big it is. It's over 400 years old, and it's over 104 feet tall. Now, I was talking about the floodgate, and it holds that name very well. Yes. So I just wanted you to see it, see the doors, and see how it is. This is really solid. This one is solid. When they close this down, believe me, nothing gets through. And that's the CPS building. CPS, City Public Service, is right there, okay? Now, if you look above, you see where the shapes above the windows are? The little shapes, that's how deep the flood was, okay? Yeah. Now, on the right-hand side, we have the Esquire Tavern. Esquire Tavern is the oldest bar on the Riverwalk. In 1933, when it opened up as a bar, the day before that, it was a barber shop. It was a barber shop because the prohibition was on, meaning alcohol and beer was illegal. People going upstairs to get haircuts and then sneaking down to get a drink before they left. And they were doing that for a while at that time. And slaves, they do anything. Now coming up is bread. Selena bread. Selena was a Tejano singer in 95. She was becoming worldwide famous. Selena was already famous, but worldwide in 95, it took a lot of work without social media. And she was doing it without social media. She was doing shows, doing tours, she was doing concerts, she was doing commercials. Now, what happened is it caused jealousy that ended her life in 95. In 97, when that movie came out, J-Lo was sitting right there being proposed to as Selena, okay? That movie did three great things. It made J-Lo, Selena, and San Antonio more popular and famous from the time it came out. It's still doing the same till today. Now, if you guys look up right here, this is a hotel that J-Lo was staying at. J-Lo and her entourage were staying right there while they were making that movie, okay? It was in 1863, but in 1968, they changed it to the Omni La Montreal Hotel. Now, my experience with hotels, when they add Del Rio on the end of the name of a hotel that's already been there for a while, most of the time it's for money. That's it. And that it would cast a shadow from the sun every day, which is a sign of disrespect for the military. So what they did was they shortened it. They widened it. They added so much action to that place. They have a band on this side. They have a jazz band on that side. They have the waterworks named after the Papaya Indians. They have a souvenir shop. They have the restaurants on the inside. And you can get to the Alamo, just walk straight through those doors right there all the way to the top. They also have one of the friendliest staffs on the Riverwalk too. Now coming up right here, we have the Casino Club Building. The Casino Club Building was a merger of the Casino Association and the San Antonio Club. They had plans on starting a casino, but we never got approval for a casino. So what they did was they turned it into apartments. When they did that, Tommy Lee Jones, he was one of the residents that stayed there while he was making movies in San Antonio. Now they never did. Once Tommy Lee Jones, they still never turned it into a casino. They just left it apartments. They were made kind of famous by him, and so they just left it apartments. Even till today, they have a 10-year waiting list right now. They have a long waiting list right now. This is Restaurant Row. That's where it starts. Restaurant Row is where San Antonio culture restaurants meet Mexican, Tejano, and Spanish culture restaurants. But I would tell you guys, no matter what, I would be picky down here. Okay, and I'm saying that because you're paying for it, so be picky. We have about 5 different restaurant styles down here. This is all Mexican, Tejano, Tex-Mex, steakhouse, all of that down here. So be picky. And I say that because you go to one place, you might order a taco, right? You get lettuce, tomatoes, and and cheese. You go to another place, order a taco, you get some meat. You have to make sure you're getting the style that you want to get. Like my style is Mexican American already. I already know. I like cheese, I like, the other tacos are Mexican style. There's cilantro, onions, and meat without cheese and all that. I'm like, nah, man, let me get the lettuce, tomato. I need all the rest of it. It can be on the side, but I still want to put it on. If I eat a cilantro, onions, and meat taco, I can't eat 2 of those and go back to work. I gotta take a break, So I need to know what I can handle. This right here is the Clipper Building. Clipper Building is where Robert A. Cousin put it on. It's the Bennett Building in Riverwalk. That was in 41. It took until 46 before he decided to move to Rio down here. They had a plan, they had a boat and a restaurant. You order your food, you get on a boat, you go around and come back and your food will be done. But it didn't happen like that in 46 because nobody was coming down here at that time. Right now, our slowest day, even if it storms out here, is 1,200 people. Back then, our fastest month with perfect weather was 500 people. So that's a big difference, okay? Now right here we have Hilton Palacio del Rio, the fastest hotel ever built of its size. Over 500 rooms. It was built in 202 working days. That's 7.5 months. How they did it was the first 4 floors were built on site with the elevator shafts waiting. And then the other 496 other rooms were built south of San Antonio at a factory. They were built individually furnished, individually plumbed, all the way down to the Bibles and the nightstands. And they started bringing over 10 rooms a day. And the reason why they were able to do that so easily is the way they had the construction is those are modular pods, all the same size. They have everything bolted down into the room. The bed, the TVs, everything was bolted down. So where you pick the pod up and turn it upside down, everything was sticking to the room. That was the ideal of it until they got inside. Then they modded once they got inside.
Same way they built the Contemporary.
Ever built in San Antonio. That was in San Antonio. But the Fairmont was the largest hotel ever moved through city blocks. It's right around the corner. They moved it 6 blocks in 6 days. And they have a video of that too. That video was 12 minutes long, showing you exactly how they moved it and telling you about why, where they did what they did.
Closer, yeah. Huh? Yeah, like how far apart.
Now, if you guys look up to the right here, we have the Tower of Americas up there, observation deck and restaurant. That restaurant revolves around 360 degrees while you eat. They have the name of the restaurant is called the Chart House. Shaft on the east and the west, so they can have so you can see the city as you go up and go down. We are coming along. We have the Stargazer right here. You guys look at this Stargazer. It was built by Pedro Reyes. 18 different sections of lava stones and rocks. You guys are looking for any meanings, you just look up the Stargazer and then you look up the different meanings. Pedro Reyes from Mexico City built that 18 months ago. Now we're turning into the shops at the River Center. 1 million square feet of shopping. Over 125 shop stores and kiosks. This place in here is beautiful, man. There's so many things going on here, so fun in here. This is really, really family friendly right here. One thing about it, you have to pay attention to it. It's closed on Sunday, it's closed at 7. And on regular days, it's closed at 8. Having one back to the one thing I want to mention is they have a sugar factory. The sugar factory has a 150 dollar hamburger. And they have a $100 low price. Right here, I have not eaten okay. Yeah. Last time I talked about it, I was straight to eat. I got a Baconator and a French fry. There's no way I'm paying $150 for a hamburger. Okay, no way. I'd rather buy all you guys a burger than to buy one for $150. Hey, what's up? Then a $100 bowl of ice cream? I'm like, nah. So you guys, what I'd like to do when on my tours, I like to appreciate and congratulate our military service. One thing, San Antonio will not be San Antonio without our service, okay? But one thing I just like everybody to know is that I appreciate and congratulate our military service. And if you guys want to help me, whether we have veterans on board, you got family at home, first, second, third generation, even if you've married them before and you're divorced now, you've appreciated them. So we can appreciate them with a round of applause, all right? Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I appreciate that, man.
I got a plan.
I appreciate that, guys. Y'all, San Antonio has 300 years of military service, 5 bases here. We graduate up to 40,000 a year. We have one of the highest retired communities, and one of our nicknames is Military City, USA. I did 8 years in the Army before moving down here. It was all out of love and culture. This place just has so much love to offer. It's so warm in this place. That mall right there, man, Sea Life Aquarium, Legoland. Chick-fil-A is outside, but we have a Chick-fil-A right here. But believe me, it's better than Chick-fil-A. I'm already telling you. Hey, like I said, my son's favorite is McDonald's, period. There's nothing I can say about that. But I give McDonald's a 0.8 of a star. So 1 star. Anthony de Padua. That statue was given to us from Portugal in 1968. So the year before we got the statue, we had 1,200 people on the Riverwalk that year. Now, like I told you guys, they started a choir called the Liederkranz. The Liederkranz come every month. They either sing in the church, on the streets, or on the boats. Although I don't understand German, I love music. I was raised in the 80s. in the 80s taught us that music is music. We don't have Shazam, tag, lyrics, we didn't have none of that. We have to listen to the song. My car had 2 knobs, a volume knob and a tuner knob. That's it. 85 Escort, you know, and I love that car to death. And I still remember listening to those songs in that car because I couldn't change it. Now right here we have the Torch of Friendship. Torch of Friendship stands for the Friendship San Antonio, Mexico ship. 65 feet tall, 45 tons, which reassures that the weather we have here will leave that statue where it's at for a long time. Sebastian built that in 2002, and it's still good. Now, this is what I saved you guys for, man. It's the last part we got the tour, and I wanted to tell you guys about what we find in here. We drain it. There's 3 feet for a reason, so they can drain it and clean it every year. So last February, they drained it, they found 151 cell phones, 12 electric bird scooters, 15 laptops, 8 wedding rings, 5 key fobs, 5 handguns, and 2 samurai swords. This was all last year. You say the most is they found 151 cell phones, right? But not from 8 million people. That's not that bad. And then 2 of those cell phones were mine. So that wasn't that bad, you know. Oh yeah, man, I'm gonna tell you guys what I said yesterday, man. This is beauty right here. This is love right here. So yesterday, we were passing by the Selena Bridge, okay, last night. And a lady was taking pictures, and you know her dude was over there, and she was doing selfies, right? And I guess she turned wrong, and her phone fell in the water. So she on the ground trying to get it. The dude, it only took like 4 seconds. It was like a 5-second, and you know, well, this dude, he was over there trying, you get it, baby? She's like, no. He's like, jumped in. Yeah, I wish I was recording it, but it was just, that's love right there. You know, cause me, I would have been like, man, I paid my phone insurance. But he just jumped in the water. He didn't even think about it, man. It was so sweet, man. Things like that are sweet to me, you know, man. I'm a father now, you know, so things like that, you know, I understand things like that now.
So guys, there you go. That was the Riverwalk boat cruise here in San Antonio. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. Chris enjoyed it. We all enjoyed it. See you on the next one. Now
it's time to do your job.
He beat me to it. Wow.
I can't
What are you doing, Chris?
Come on, Daisy. Daisy.
Her name is Bossy. Call her Bossy.
Got a lot of milking to do. Got a lot of milking to do. All right, Daisy. Time for milking. Time for milking.
I can't even just...
Why is this cow running up one udder? Damn! That's a mighty thick milk you got there.